strength to carry on. Open your heart, set your mind at ease. Live your life and you'll be free. We're gonna rise, rise, rise. Keep on rising, rise, rise, rise. Keep on rising,
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Toon Review for tonight's Face the Lads, of course, our fan interaction show. We are very happy to be bringing you that tonight. Something a bit different after doing match preview. It's getting a bit busy and spicy. So tonight we'll get you guys and what you guys think of everything going on at Newcastle United at the moment. We've got 4 people waiting to come on, and yes, Mr. Reactions is one of them. I think he's number 4, so get ready for that, guys. A whirlwind. Alex is going to be a bit late if he can make it at all. He's had to go on a call to sort out stuff, so it's a very important call which he's had to take. So he may or may not be joining us. Right. You can click the link at the top of the chat if you want to come on and face me and Billy and have a chat. And you don't have to come on camera if you don't want to. You can, of course, just use your microphone. And if you're a bit camera shy, that is no problem at all. But we do have the link to the awards again at the top of the description. So if you can keep going in there, guys, and keep firing in those votes for the Toon Review, I will appreciate it very, very much, and so will the other guys. And we have new merch coming, guys. I have been busy for the last 2 hours putting stuff and working out the website and things like that. So over the weekend, we will be releasing that. The website is still the same one, so it's easy to navigate, but there's loads of merch on there. Billy, you've seen it, I gather?
Have I? You tell me.
In the WhatsApp group.
I've not seen anything today, to be honest.
Oh, well, it's great to know that you pay attention to everything, Billy. I mean,
I've been watching the golf today. It's been a big day.
Big golf, man. You just hit the ball with a bit of metal. Jesus Christ. Yeah, but we do have a queue tonight. Ian's coming on. We've got Tony. We've got Paul. We've got Mr. Reactions himself. Harry's going to be joining us at some point as well, as is Barbara. So they are in the queue at the minute. Another one, Jimmy Barr, has just joined us as well. So yous are in the queue. So just continue to watch the show, guys, those of you that are waiting. And I will bring you in at some, well, after people have had their say. But first up tonight, but before we bring in the monstrosity that is Mr. Spoons, do please hit that like button. It is so important to the channel. And of course, you can donate if you do wish by hitting that $ at the bottom of the live comments. And that will get your comment read straight out as well as helping the channel. Right. Good evening to Mr. Spoons. How we doing, buddy?
Good as gold, mate. Good as gold.
Good.
Lovely to see a sick note.
Yes. Well, mate, there's nothing I can do at the minute until I think Ian A, one of our subscribers, says he's going to send me his tens machine. So I'm going to try that just to see if it works.
Yeah, good then, mate. Honestly,
trying to get a doctor's appointment's an absolute nightmare, man. It's just
Dickler Fennec. Honestly, when I had that shooting pains down your back, your leg, all that stuff. It's a nightmare. Diclofenac works. It's like ibuprofen or acid. It's really good.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how it works. Yeah. Right. So the match on Wednesday night. We'll start with that. What did you think of that?
Yeah, excellent. First 20 minutes, we were nervous. I don't think we were as bad as people have said, but we were nervous. After that, I thought we settled down a bit. And then second half, the introductions we made changed everything completely. Massive shout out. Like I said on PD's show before, because he begged us to go on because I'm now a minor celebrity, as you all know. You know what I mean? Having once cuddled you in front of a few people, Paul, and accidentally someone took me photo. I'm now a minor celebrity.
I know. Yeah, well, I know. Mr. Proudlock is in waiting to come on, so he's vigorously shaking his head at that comment. But never mind.
This show anyway, so
yeah.
If he was ever going to monetize anything, it wasn't that show, because
it never is when you're on, to be fair. But the second half was a very different story, wasn't it? The first half. I mean, were you concerned at halftime that things were going a bit skew for us?
Not really, but I had a few beers, so like I was like fairly in a good mood. And but do you know, like one of the best things about the game was before the game when I seen Dummett and Lascelles at centre back, I turned round and I was like, we're going to get done here. Like we are going to get done. Dummett was like, I think that's the best game I've ever seen him play for us. Even in his younger years, he was excellent. That recovery tackle that he made was brilliant. Lascelles, someone, I think it must be Eddie House, taught him how to pass the ball. He was like an absolute beast, and I honestly, I was so impressed with him. And I walked out there and I thought, I'm never ever gonna talk poo about the two lads.
Well, Lascelles has never really had a chance, has he, Billy? Since I mean, he's been out of the side a lot since Eddie came in, and we haven't really seen him to be able to judge him on what Eddie's done with him and how he's responded to Eddie's training.
In the past 13 months, he's played 3 games, and I think we've rated him an average of 8, 9 on each time he's played.
Yeah,
Man City away.
Who's he played against?
Well, he's played Haaland twice. Well, he didn't play Haaland on
City and Liverpool, isn't it?
Exactly. So he's not played against the lower end of the table. It's always been elite sides, and he's been fantastic each time he's done it. So,
like honestly, like it was really, really nice to see a great performance. And if that's our third string, which it pretty much is, second stroke third string, I think we're in a good place. The coaching is obviously working magic.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and there was obviously Livramento stood out by a country mile as well. I mean, we do have a lot to look forward to, don't we? You know, when Kieran eventually decides enough's enough, we've got a hell of a player coming in.
Yeah, I think he's going to cut. But I might be talking absolute rubbish here, and who knows? But I think he's going to come in and feature more and more.
Yeah.
It's really, really unfair. After playing by far the man of the match in that game, 10 out of 10 performance, absolutely mint. For him to not play in one of the next 2 games will be really unfair, but also completely understandable. Do you get what I mean? Like, I could see tomorrow him coming in and Trips going to left back or vice versa. But it won't. Billy,
I don't think it's going to happen, Ian. If I'm honest,
never going to happen in a month.
It's not going to happen, right? And I get that, but I could see it happening because Eddie does these funny things that nobody expects.
Listen, I think it would happen if needs must. If we've got injuries and things like that, I think there's no problem with that at all. But I mean, Billy, the fact is, if he leaves Kieran Trippier out, he saves his legs. You know, and 33. There's a lot of games this season. We know we've got to stand in for Trippier to come in and just be, well, not as good, obviously, until he's a bit older, but somebody who can do a steady job at right back.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Livramento playing tomorrow. I don't think he'll play against PSG. But I think he potentially could play tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't think he will, but he potentially could.
Yeah,
I think Trippier will play tomorrow and Wednesday, to be honest.
It's like you said, Billy, how does he leave him out? You know what I mean? How does he leave Trippier out for these games? He's such an inspirational player. I just don't think that that he can leave him out. I mean, looking to Burnley, and obviously their fans aren't really looking forward to this at all. They've had a very, very difficult start, like we have, to be fair. And they've played some tough teams, but the Burnley fans are more bothered about the teams that they're going to be around in the league this season, their little mini league at the bottom kind of thing. So it makes sense. But these are the kind of games they're looking at Newcastle as a free pass, basically. But they haven't done badly in some of the games. They should have done better against Man United.
The bits I've seen, they've actually been really good. They've got nobody up front. There's no one there to put the ball in the net for him. I know the kid who's the top scorer for him, I can't remember his name, but he's injured, and he's out, and they're just lacking. They've not really had any enough investment to stay in the league, but they've not played any of their mini league yet. They've, like you say, they've only had hard teams. They're going to get out tomorrow for me. They're going to. I think we're going to comprehensively do them. I would, say they're not going to even score, But I actually like the way they play. They've got a really good manager who's an honest manager. He's not one of these, he was a flipping great player, by the way. And I think he's going to go on to be a really good manager in future jobs. I think he's decent. They play good football. But they are the team that will go up. They'll come back. They'll go down. They'll come up. Because at the moment they haven't got the money to just go out and do it, even like a Notts Forest did, or they're not going to do that, So, but I really like Burnley, I think they play nice football, but I think they're going to get.
Well, they do. I mean, Company plays the game the right way, doesn't he? So that's the main thing. But what do you think, then, Ian? What's your prediction for tomorrow?
I think 4-0. I think Callum starts.
Yeah.
Jumping back onto the thing I said before about Tino, if Tino was brought in, I think that'd be really, really unfair as well on Dan Burn, because he was flipping excellent in the last game. So
I don't think you make many changes from that 11 apart from Gordon.
Honestly, Paul, I don't either. But I just think really harsh on Tino because he was that good, But Burn was in the last game. So anyway, sorry, jumping back. I
agree.
Wilson comes in because Isak's going to play against PSG. And I think Wilson's going to get a couple of goals. I've got a feeling Bruno might get on the score sheet as well for the 4. And I reckon Miggy might get one because Miggy's looking better and better every game.
Yeah, he is. He's coming on well. Well, thank you very much for coming on, Ian. And hopefully when we do this next Friday, we're celebrating another 3 points and in the Champions League as well. Time will tell.
Stop being such a big fairy and get your backside back to that statue, not stand, because we're missing you, man.
Yeah, I will be there as soon as I can, my man. But nice to see you, buddy.
Love you, lads.
All right, take care, bud. Good night. Good night. So that was Ian. We've got a queue to come on, but I do know you're all there, guys, so don't disappear on me. You will get your chance. We've got Paul coming on next, then the one and only Mr. Reactions, who I'm sure will inspire us for the weekend ahead. We've then got Harry, Jimmy, Lawrence, Barbara, and Pete. So I do know you're all there, so if you just watch the show, and we'll bring you on in turn. So here we go. Paul, good evening.
Evening, chaps. You all right?
Not too bad, matey. How are you doing?
Aye, better.
Good. What have you thought then? Very interesting turnaround for Newcastle.
It's been a good past 4 games, hasn't it? The only stickler is the draw, but obviously that's a really good draw away to Milan. Obviously, I think it's a good start of the winning run. Like I said, I think we'll beat Burnley 3-1 this weekend. Yeah.
I mean, it's very exciting, the fact that we've got 4 clean sheets in a row. And I think, Billy, for Nick Pope, the confidence is right up there now, and he's just if he improves his distribution.
Yeah, firstly, he's got his stable back 4 back in front of him, which he didn't have at Brighton, and I think he's took some confidence from that. Secondly, I think his hand's better. I think he's coming out claiming catches now, even against Man City tonight. He come out and got a really kind of brutal punch to the ball, got to clear the area.
Yeah, really good punch.
He really is confident. So, yeah, the kicking pit is a bit kind of under the weather, but I don't think he's ever going to have that in his game, is he? So that's why playing it short, rolling it out to Botman or Share or Trippier, it works for him. And I think he's finding our goal.
Well, our Burnley fans agree with us really about his distribution. I think it's been a problem all the time for Nick Pope. What did you think about Wednesday night, Paul? Were you as fearful as we were on by half time, thinking, God, it's gonna? But it was a totally different game second half.
Well, I only listened to your stream to be fair, because I couldn't get it.
Yeah.
Match up. But from what it sounded like an absolute mauling in the first half, because everyone was saying like it was all Man City, even from the commentary side, both the radio and you on at the same time. Don't know why I do that, but
hey, each to their own.
But yes, it was worrying to start with, but obviously Eddie just brought on all the experts, all the his usuals, the people who finished the game off for him. They obviously come and done the job because they're used to that, the aggression that he's instilled into the team. Yeah, the tenacity, and that's what brought us the win.
I mean, people say that Billy, that Man City sort of dominated us in the first half and ripped us apart. But did they really rip us apart though? They had a lot of possession, but there was one shot on target in the first half, and we've gone on about that a few times, and yet people say they ripped us apart and things like that. They really didn't.
They had a lot of possession from the first 2/3 of the field, but shots on target at the end of the first half was one each, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because Jacob Murphy had a chance. I think Alvarez had another chance where he screwed it right across the goal and went out for throwing. Actually,
it did, yeah.
Tight angle. But actually, on chances created, no, they didn't rip us apart. I thought we defended well even in the first half, to be fair.
Well, I mean, that shot from Alvarez, he put more whip on that than what is owned by a Dutch hooker, to be honest. And just mental. But the game at the weekend, Paul, I mean, are you confident?
Yeah, I'm pretty confident. It's Burnley, isn't it? There's one of the three whipping boys of the league. So, especially with our form at the minute, we kind of have to go into it and once again batter them just like we did Sheffield, but probably not as badly. Yeah. But I think there'll be more than 2 goals in the game, I reckon, and it'll lead us nicely into PSG.
Yeah, I think this will be a good lead up to the game because we need to keep our confidence up going into the PSG game and maybe score a few more goals. But are you of the opinion the same as me and Billy that when we play at this really high intensity, that's when we're at our best? If we try and defend and not play our normal game, we are susceptible to giving the ball away and not really being on our game. But when we go for the throat of teams, that's when we're at our best with a quick pass and a movement.
Oh, 100%. Especially when you do that at St. James's Park. Like, I live really close by at the stadium and I can hear it. Like, every tackle, if the whole stadium erupts, and that gives the players a motivation to keep doing it, and it just makes the other players just like absolutely shit scared.
I mean, Billy, that Anthony Gordon tackle has been shown many, many times on social media. So is the one from Livramento, of course, the interception. The Paul Dummett one. Fabian Schär did one just before full time. That's the commitment we want to see, isn't it? Just going in for tackles and not just standing off, giving them too much respect.
And it certainly will be tomorrow against a ball-playing side, Burnley. They like to play it from the back. Whether they've played anyone with our intensity of pressure yet, it's debatable. I don't think they have. I don't think there's anyone in the league with our intensity of pressure. Yeah, I think it's going to be their downfall. But like you say, the effort put in by Gordon to sprint the whole width of the pitch to catch up with Kovacic was astonishing, really, and to get there and take the ball. Isak did it as well, didn't he, with a great tackle on the sidelines? Well, he celebrated that like a goal. And quite rightly too. Yeah. I think that's what the whole squad. That's what they mean. They're a united team, and every moral victory is something worth celebrating for them. It's what gives us our intensity. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, Paul, we go against Burnley, so are you expecting a strong side out? Considering it's a Saturday, Wednesday this time, so it's not too bad as for players to have a rest.
Probably a bit of a mixture, to be honest. Like, I might imagine we'll probably see Dan Burn back. Because to be honest, Lewis Hall, but from what I heard, he wasn't doing too the best. But obviously, that's expected because it's his first game.
Yeah, he was playing out of position as well. He was playing as a sort of front forward, and he's not that kind of player.
Yeah, exactly. We can't be playing him with not exactly low confidence, but he hasn't really got the match fitness yet to be going into the PSG game. So we kind of need to start Dan Burn, which is all right because he's been playing quite well the past few weeks.
And of course, Billy, Eddie Howe, playing a blinder in his press conference again, saying that Wilson, Botman, and Isak are all doubtful with minor little niggles. I have a feeling they'll all take part on Saturday.
Yeah, I think they all will too.
Yeah.
Maybe lulling them into a false sense of security. I don't know. But let's not forget Matt Target. He's in the equation for that left back role now.
Absolutely.
He had a cracking game on Wednesday night also.
He did.
Yeah.
So what are you going for, Paul? What do you think against Burnley?
I'm saying 3-1. I think we may concede because
Really?
I feel like we're kind of due, to be honest. But yeah, 3-1. Wilson.
And what about PSG?
Oh bloody hell! I think 1-0 win to us.
Because Mbappe hasn't trained yet since he got his injury, apparently. So we don't know if he's going to be involved.
Yeah, I think it'll be 1-0 to us because they've still got a really solid squad behind them.
Yeah, they've still got Dembele, Kolo Muani, Gonzalo Ramos.
All right, Billy, let's move on. It's staggering, isn't it? But it's great to see these sort of teams coming to St. James's. Right, get back on next week, Paul, and we'll have a chat about the two games and see where we stand.
Yeah, no bother. One more thing, I kind of wish
go on.
Tiki was starting for PSG. He'd be getting
Sorry?
pelters. I kind of wish Tiki was starting for PSG because we're getting pelters.
Well, I'm not sure if he's in their Champions League squad. There's been a rumor that he's not even in their squad. I haven't even seen their Champions League squad, to be honest, so I don't know. I don't know if he's one of these. Would he be classed as homegrown player, Billy? Do you think?
Yeah, he would be definitely without a doubt.
Yeah. We'll see. He will get pelters though, and deservedly so. Nobody treats Newcastle United like that and gets away with it when they come to St. James's. Well, thanks for coming on, Paul. We'll see you next week, buddy.
Cheers, Paul.
Cheers now. So that was Paul there, top man, and obviously a very big fan of Newcastle United as well. Right, okay. Are we ready? This man, well, we can only describe it as bottling it last week for some reason because he had a cold. Bless his little cotton socks. He's probably very upset, Billy, that Alex isn't on. Twice he's been on that Alex hasn't been here.
And let's not forget, since he was last on, we've done a fantastic run. So the motivational speech.
Well, that's right.
Isn't it?
Eddie Howe obviously played our show in the dressing room when Mr. Reactions came on, 100%. And it just inspired them. It inspired them to give us that extra 110%. So here he is. Good evening, Mr. Reactions.
Hello, mate.
Are you there? His mic's off. Oh.
Good evening.
Yes, there he is.
That was a hell of an introduction, wasn't it?
Well,
I'm blushing, man. Pack it in.
Well, I'm sorry, but we look. Alex is devastated. Obviously, can't be on tonight.
Oh no, I'm starting to think he's avoiding me. The little wedge. I'll have to deal with him.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. So anyway, as Billy says, last time you were on the show, we've gone on an unbeaten run.
I told you. I'm sorry. I'm Geordie through and through. I can feel it. It's in my blood. I can feel it. I know what kind of runs we're going to go on and things like this. Right. So I've got a funny story to tell anyway. So I happen to live in Sunderland. I moved here for a very crazy ex.
No, actually, you kept that quiet, by the way.
It's awful. So I'm sat here in the window with my Newcastle top beaming for everyone to see,
Nice.
So anyways, so I've been having a head on with my neighbour upstairs. He's just horrible. He's an absolute arsehole, right? And I said before the Sheffield game, I went, every goal we score, I'm going to go over the top. When I was watching Sheffield, man, I was screaming, I was bagging, I was jumping, and then by the 8th goal, he had the cheek to bag on me ceiling. I was like, however, with the mighty Max, so you daft. And then I had to walk to the shop with me, Newcastle top. Oh, no, I did it. I'll do it for the proudest of the Newcastle. I'm over the moon, man. But I did say it is, I went, this is Newcastle, but they've had enough. They've had enough of the losses. They're going to, some team, God bless them, are going to get it. They got it. Oh, they did not, and I loved it. Loved it.
I mean, look, it's quite inspiring, Billy, isn't it, to get the positivity back? And there's nobody more.
Oh man, I've missed it. Like I could see all of this coming. I could just see it. Like I had a feeling. I just had a feeling in my gut. I thought, right, here we go. This is it. Someone's going to get a batter in, and I don't care who it is. Sheffield, I know it is. And I'm good friends with the Mackham, and I went down and seen him, and he was like, it was only Sheffield United. I was like, yeah, but it was only Sheffield United when it was 2-1 against Man City, or when they were drawn against the good teams. I went, this is Newcastle United. I went, and then obviously the Man City game, we beat them 1-0, and honestly, I got halfway through the match. I was cockeyed by the second half, so I can't really remember much of it. I was trying to remember as much as I could, but I was out of the mood. I just remember being buzzing.
I daresn't even ask why you were cockeyed, but we'll.
Honestly, I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you. The tent is concrete. No, honestly. So I went down and I seen him the day after the Man City. Bearing in mind, I can remember now of it. And he was like, "Hey, you did well last day." I was like, yeah, no, we did well. We're brilliant. Couldn't even remember. I was like, Wilson got a belt. I didn't. He was like, it was Isaac. I was like, oh, yeah. Well, I've obviously dreamt off of it.
So what did you think? I mean, obviously, you saw the first half. You must have been terrified we were going to get a thumping, but it changed.
I remember up to the point of Gordon. Oh, Gordon, man, I love him so much. He's a proper little adopted Geordie, and he's settled you so well, and you can see that. Like, it makes me emotional. I get that excited. I get emotional. I always do. I'm just that person, and he's just talked to us so well, and we've talked to him. And I remember when everyone was saying in the comments, "Oh, he's a disgrace. He's this. He's that." He was the one that squared up the chip. Yeah. Piss off. No, it's not like that. Like, I think he's happier here than he ever was in Everton. And that shows in his face. Like, you know, when they were saying, 8 different goal scorers, and then Eddie Howe as well, 8 different goal scorers. He's like, I lost count, so did I, mate, so did I. Oh, I think Eddie Howe's looking handsome, mind, isn't he? He's looking well.
Christ. I mean, Billy, he's right about Gordon, isn't he? I mean, he's he
just loving me.
There was a lot of flack on him, Billy, wasn't there? And now, the start of this season, he's been absolutely excellent.
I think I was the first to ever praise him. You know, when we were doing the transfers, just look at him, all saying he'll be a massive asset to us. Isn't
it really good days for it? It's really good days. Like, I was watching the press conference today with Eddie, and like you can see him growing. You can see him growing now. Like, he's growing, and like when people were in jeopardy, like saying, "Oh, he's lost 3 games on the bounce. He's going to lose his job." And honestly, I just wanted to slap them. Like, I'm a very positive person, but hey, I'll give you a happy slap if you need one. I've never noticed that, like. Honest to God, it was upsetting. It was, because you could see the frustration in his eyes. And then since that 1-0 with Brentford, and then 8-0 to Sheffield, and 8-0 to us, beating Sheffield, and then beating Man City, to beat the best, you've got to be the best. We're all the best, man. We're here. He's growing as a manager.
What do you think about PSG then? Do you think going to the Burnley game? Yeah, it's a good situation for us this time around, though, because we play on the Saturday and Wednesday, so they get a few days break. But will Eddie go out in the positive manner? Oh, look at who it is!
There's my man! I love you, Cheshire, my Shomek.
Better late than never, eh?
No, how you heard that, Alex? Cheshire, my Shomek.
Ah, no chest. No sure.
Yeah, dobrze. I studied him.
bit of Polish in the chat.
Oh yeah, my best mate's Polish, Gregor. She's from Kalisz in Poland. Love it a bit. Love yous all. Love yous.
I'm
starstruck now.
Well,
obviously you would be.
A man of many talents.
No,
bilingual. As well.
No, but anyways, look, I want to get back to it with Burnley. I think they're not to be underestimated, mind. They're not. I've given up. I've got a feeling we've got. It's going to be a hard game. We might scrape a 2-0. I think we're going to scrape a 2-0 win.
Scrape.
I do. Burnley. I've got a feeling. I don't know. I've got a feeling, and we got. I think. I quite like their manager. It's what's Vinicius or Vingus or something like that.
Vinicius company.
Is it what? I need some company. No, but no. I don't know. I think it's going to. Yes, I think we'll win 2-0. Okay, but I think it's going to be hard. PSG.
You know what? I mean,
A 1-0. It's showing on the lads now. Like I think it's started. They're starting to, the game. Like I don't even know what day we're on it. One time. One day I'm watching this match preview. Then the next day it's game day. Then it's the preview again. Then we're watching the match reactions. And then I'm just like, for
How do you
Christ's
think we
sake, I
feel?
don't know where I am anymore.
Exactly, Alex. How do you think we feel?
Hey, I don't have like a fatty in a tit.
Honestly.
It's very hard to prepare us.
anymore. But anyways, chin. But I think it's going to be a hard week. I don't know. I'm not being Mr. Negative. Definitely not.
No.
I'm Mr. Positive.
But anyway, before you go, just to let you know that one of the merch that's going to be released on the website over the weekend is a Stato t-shirt. So I am expecting you to purchase one of them at Mr. Reactions.
The only time I'm ever going to share bed with that man unless I wear the top of his picture on.
I think you'll have one before I do.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, well, make sure.
I've missed you, I have.
Well, we've missed you as well. We're on now every Friday at 7:00.
I know.
But we might just get you on a couple more shows. You never know.
Well, if the penny drops and the first things that take us on.
Absolutely, you never know. Right,
No,
thank
honestly,
you very much for coming on.
Alex, dobranoc.
Dobranoc.
Wow, love, guys.
Good night, mate.
Ciao, mate.
Donkey nuts to you too.
Aye, need but a pet.
See you later. It's like a freaking. I'm knackered after that. I'm exhausted. Truly, I've got to change used to around because it's playing with me OCD. I mean, just. I have a feeling he'll be buying your shirt very, very soon, Alex. There is no doubt about it.
I did see Susan's message earlier. You got to send one my way, Susan.
Well, don't worry. Ian, thanks for a $1.99. Yeah, it's me that does the sending out. She does all the ordering. I do the sending out. Ian, thanks for your $1.99. He says Stato bottled me MRR likes a man who strokes beard or mystery actions. Yeah. He clearly does. He's a very big fan of Alex. But he did say earlier in the week that he did love Billy enormously as well. Right, we've got who we got next? We've got Harry coming on. We've got Jimmy then, Lawrence, Barbara, Peter, and John. I think that'll probably be it, but we will try. So Harry's on next. Good evening, Harry.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Good, thank you.
Well, are you a proud Newcastle fan at the minute, the way things are going after the start of the season?
Of course.
So what did you make of Wednesday night then?
Well, I was at the match and I think I almost fainted when we scored. I was so hyped, it was unbelievable.
Yeah, it was great, wasn't it? I mean, were you impressed with the way that we actually blew them away within 20 minutes of the second half? And we should have scored.
Yeah, after the first half, I kind of sat down. I was thinking, great, this is going to be a long second half after the way the first half went. And then when we came out just like that in the second half, I was like, wowzers.
Yeah. Big couple of games coming up now, Harry. Obviously, Burnley tomorrow. Those of you that are not at the game, you can listen to the commentary right here on the Toon Review. We start at 2:30 tomorrow afternoon. Kickoff is 3. So we will bring you live commentary. Myself and Billy. I don't know about Alex. He may come on to. I don't know whether he's got the game or not. I don't know. We'll find out later. But it's definitely me and Billy.
For people in the chat as well, it's Cruz Campo. You know this. It's the Sevilla beer. It's not Dr. Pepper.
Well, that was it's so misunderstood, that drink. Burnley, Harry, do you see many changes? Not from the Carabao game, but from the last Premier League game. Do you think he might keep Joe Linton on the bench?
Seeming that he got did he get a 490 on Wednesday? Yeah, seeming he got a 490 on Wednesday. I think he probably come off the bench probably in about the 70th minute just to ease him back into it.
Yeah, get some minutes in his legs again. And do you think he'll start against PSG?
Yeah.
And how do you see that one going? Massive, massive game.
All my friends were asking me about this today.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying 1-0.
1-1. Why are people saying "bless you, Billy" in the chat?
Because I just sneezed.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. What did you say there, Harry? Sorry.
For PSG, I'm going 1-0.
1-1. And do you
Yeah.
think Mbappe is going to play, or do you think are PSG playing funny buggers and maybe just, they're saying he hasn't trained up till now, so it would be great to see him play though, just because we want to see the best players, don't we?
Yeah, I would love to tell you what, when the takeover happened, it was just my dream to have Mbappe come to St. James's Park, but from the news that's been coming out recently, I can't really see it happening. But if he does play, I bet he's going to feel intimidated.
It's, look, he's going to go against Trippier if he does play, unless they swap it over for some crazy reason and they put Mbappe against Dan Burn. But look,
oh God,
hey, listen, we aren't slagging Dan Burn off no more. He's turned it around for me. Let's be positive about Dan. But listen, it doesn't matter because he's going to have to either have Mbappe or Dembele. So he's got two very difficult wingers. But do you think we can go the? Sorry,
isn't Dembele injured?
No.
He usually is.
Harry, I think your mic's in a crisp packet as well, by the way.
Listen, it doesn't. Just Alex. So what score are you going for tomorrow, Harry?
2-0.
2-0 and PSG?
1-0.
1-1. And by the way, where have you put your Toon Review prizes that have been sent to you? Where have you got them?
Well, I've got the Bruno one. I just haven't got the mug yet.
No, you haven't got the mug yet because Susan hasn't. Or we've got we as everybody knows, we've had a problem with
Susan.
No. We've had a problem with the issue of having to, change the website around and suppliers and things like that. But that's why we
hear
are
her typing from here.
No, that's why we've redone it all and it's ready to go again this weekend. So
is your man named Castor by any chance, Paul?
Billy, I'm going to fire your ass for that comment. That's a terrible thing to say. I mean, that's as low as you could go, basically. I mean, you could call me any name in the world, but Castor. I wouldn't
have gone the M word.
Well, no, let's move on. Harry, thank you very much for coming on, buddy. Get yourself back on next week and have a chat about 2 wins for the Toon.
Yeah, well.
All right, take care, buddy. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Good night. Alex, you've always got to be bitchy about people, haven't you? Just because he's got a dodgy mic. He's a youngster and he's got the balls to come on and have a chat with us on camera. And then he faces you, Ming the feckin' merciless. I mean, Jesus Christ. Anyway, we've had a £10 super chat from Ian McKenna. If that guy made a channel, you would all instantly die. He must be eliminated, says Ian. No, we love Mr. Reactions. We just love him. I think he could take over Daisy as being the channel mascot, to be honest. He's just, wherever we go on TTR trips, he has to come with us. I think we'd end up in prison though for some reason. I don't know why, but just the feeling I get.
I think he'd love the
for all of those brainiacs as well. Transfermarkt are hiring a new content manager. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Get your applications in. If you were unsuccessful in your Bury FC manager application, work at Transfermarkt.
I've applied for the Bury job, by the way. I haven't told Susan, but I have applied for the Bury job. I'm waiting for a reply. I haven't told her that we could be moving to Manchester.
I managed to take Newcastle from 13th to 20th.
13th
Moving
to
on.
20th?
Yeah, he's talking about me.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
His first FM season.
Yeah. Anyway, good evening, Jimmy.
How are we doing?
We are good. How are you?
Oh, fantastic, my friend. It's been a good bit of football lately.
Yeah. Where are you joining us from?
Perth, Australia.
Wow.
Newman.
Western Australia.
So what time is it over there? About 7:30 in the morning?
I wish. 2:37, mate.
2:37?
Yep.
Dedication.
Wow. I'll tell you what. Nice one. I mean, that is dedication. Thank you so much. So how do you feel? Obviously, seeing Newcastle from over there, and we've had a very iffy start, but now we seem to have turned a corner. Are you confident that we've actually completely turned the corner yet, or do you think there's still little issues to work out?
No, we're getting it right. I reckon we're getting it right. As
Yeah.
he says, there's always things to improve on.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, where
No.
do you? What's impressed you about the turnaround, though, Jimmy? What's given you that sort of confidence over the last couple of games?
Probably Bruno getting back in touch, and just Gordon's just pressed. Gordon has just really changed the games for us. I believe it just his enthusiasm. Like after that 8-0, here's a stat for you. After that 8-0 win, my mate was like, "Man, that's a pretty good week." I was like, "Come to think of it, we had some really good 3-game weeks last year." So I went back and had a look. Our first one, 3-0.
Alex has written down stats. I mean, it's just like the Australian stat. Or
I know. Give me a minute. I'm loading stuff just in case.
Stat out, mate.
First 3-game week, 3-0 Man City, 2-1 Tranmere, 1-0 Wolves. Second one, 0-0 Manure, 1-0 Everton, 2-1 Tottenham, 7 Premier League points.
Yeah.
Third, 4-1 Southampton, win on pens versus Crystal Palace, 1-0 Chelsea. Next one, 3-0 Foxes, 0-0 Leeds, 0-0 Arsenal. 1-2 Sheffield Wednesday, our only loss in our three-game weeks. Which
wasn't that a brilliant night?
Which at the time I was actually not too fussed with, given how far we'd come on the Carabao and the injuries that we had.
Yeah.
Then we went 2-0 Foxes, 1-0 Fulham, and our last two are the best two. 2-0 Manure, 5-1 West Ham, 2-1 Brentford, 6-1 Tottenham, 4-1 Everton, 3-1 Southampton, 9 out of 9 Prem points.
Brilliant.
Like that's just a massive pat on the back to Eddie, and like how he's just got our engines tuned, man. Like it's crazy. I couldn't believe that. I knew it was good, but I didn't think it was that good.
I mean, Alex, that must have impressed you there.
Yeah, I mean, it's the ebbs and flows, isn't it? We've talked about this, with the training camps, and it just seems to have happened that way. Obviously, we've got to wait and see, because we've had a few funny times with. I mean, we mentioned this last night. When Eddie Howe first came in, we had COVID. We had some fixtures suspended in the December when he first got appointed, and then we had the World Cup the year after. So we've not had a very stable 2 seasons. So hopefully this year and next year we might get a better spread of data and information and runs of form, because it's not going to be quite as cluttered. But yeah, no, it's completely right. When we're on, we are on. We are unstoppable.
Right.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, Jimmy, where do you see tomorrow's game going?
Oh, yeah, no, it should be a pretty easy game, I reckon. I'm going 4-0. I reckon Wilson will get a hat trick, to be fair.
Wow.
He lost isn't he?
I reckon he'd be pretty disappointed with, a lot that he left out on that pitch. It's not very un-Wilson like I thought. He's our fox in the box. Like he half a sniff and it's in, and he missed more than half a sniff.
That's been Billy's motto for many years.
I love Wilson.
Yeah, I mean, Billy, are you particularly worried, Billy, about what Eddie said about his muscles, or do you think it's just that is just Callum? Because we know that he doesn't train with the main group after a game. Obviously, they work on him separately. So, are you particularly worried that he might go out there tomorrow and make it worse, or do you think it's just Eddie being Eddie?
Well, it's an unusual situation, is it? Because last Sunday, he got the full 90 minutes, didn't he? He played with the last time. Was it last Sunday? It was, wasn't it? Played the full game, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
We don't usually see that, do we?
I'd be interested to know when he last played a full 90.
Well, yes, but it must be a long time ago. Was it whatever game it was? Was it the Brentford game, or was it? I think it might have been the Brentford game, wasn't it? Did he come off last week? I don't think he did he? He must have.
I think.
Yeah, because Isaac scored, didn't he? Going for the middle, so he did. So he did come off against Sheffield United.
Yes,
it was the Brentford game.
Yeah.
And then to play a big period of last week's game as well. I don't know. I think it'll be okay. I think they know how to kind of treat him now. I think Eddie Howe's got experience with him before he even came to the club. And since he's been here, as Stato has numerous times said, we haven't really seen these injuries, have we? It's been illness that's kept him out more than injuries. So I think he'll be fine for tomorrow.
Yogi, thank you for gifting a membership again. That's very, very kind. And the benefactor of that membership was Jason87. So Jason87, welcome to Members Club, and thank you to Yogi Bear. Right, what's your predictions then, Jimmy, for the game first of all tomorrow, and then PSG?
Yeah, so 4-0 tomorrow, and PSG, that's a hard one. I want to say we've got enough confidence and enough in us to at least scrape a draw. I'll go 1-1.
1-1. Well, thank you for coming on, Jimmy. Thank you for your dedication, staying up in the middle of the night over there in Perth. Really appreciate it, mate, and we'll see you again soon.
Best of luck in the finals.
Yeah, take care.
All right, man. Thank you very much, Jimmy. Cheers, man. Good night.
Good night, mate.
So that
Good
was
morning.
Jimmy
Good
in
morning.
Perth. You know what it is, though? When we get people on from Australia, I'm half expecting like crocodiles and snakes and tarantulas to come on the camera and stuff. But hey ho.
By the way, Paul.
Yes.
Can I just in case you've missed something? I think this is quite interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Colin, shoot Paul
Yeah,
an
I did
email.
see that,
You're a
yeah.
steward. That's really, really cool. Honestly, email Paul and we'll have a chat. Could be some interesting stories there.
Absolutely, yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yep. 100%. Get in touch. Right, next on, we have Lawrence. Good evening. What? Hang on a minute. Barbara, we'll see you in a minute. Lawrence, good evening.
All right, lads.
Hi,
I've
Lawrence.
still got Barbara. What? Barbara's just like... There you go. That's
Barbara's
better.
invaded the stream.
I know. I don't know what happened there. I mean, it's just like some kind of spaceship, and Barbara's controlling the stream all of a sudden. There, we'll just hope our microphone works in a few minutes. How are you doing, Lawrence?
All right. Yeah.
Good. Yeah. What did you think of Wednesday then?
Well, I was pretty nervous in that first half, but got half time 0-0. We made those changes. Bruno and Gordon coming on, and obviously getting the win, getting a clean sheet as well against Manchester City. I mean, no, it wasn't Man City's best team, but
Still had some
Not
very
the
good
best
players.
team either.
It wasn't ours.
yeah, I mean, you had Grealish, Alvarez, Foden came on later on. I mean, I thought you would have brought Holland on for Alvarez, but that was a bit strange.
They didn't want to win the game.
Yeah, Billy's convinced of that. But where do we go tomorrow then? We move on to Burnley, and obviously I think he'll play a very similar team to what he did at Sheffield United. I think Joe Linton will probably be on the bench because the three of them, Anderson, Longstaff, and Bruno, don't really deserve to be dropped after putting on such a good display at Bramall Lane.
Well, I think it's going to be he will rotate the side again with all these games we've got, and after getting through in the Carabao Cup, we're going to have to face rotation after the next international break. We've got Premier League on weekends, then Champions League, then Carabao Cup, then Champions League again.
Yeah.
I'd expect Gordon to start. I think Cher should start. Trippier will probably start. I think Byrne will still start. I think Bruno will start. Be quite similar to the Sheffield United game.
Yeah. I mean, Billy, I think it's plain obvious. We do have a few days of rest before we have to take on PSG. So some of the, hopefully it's going to be one of them occasions where we can get a few goals and then he can make changes, Billy.
Yeah, 100%. More concern is with the game after the PSG game. It's West Ham away, I believe. Is it on the Saturday or the Sunday?
Sunday, because they've got the Europa League.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not so bad then. Yeah, so we get an extra day for that. So that's cool. So it'll probably rotate again, won't it? It's going to be permanent rotation, I think. My concern is when does Anthony Gordon get his rest? Because he's going to need one. I mean, even when he was supposed to get one on Wednesday, didn't get one. Come on for half 45 minutes. So my concerns with him, we don't want to burn him out. That's 100%.
Well, he could, he could in theory tomorrow leave Gordon on the bench and maybe put Anderson up on the left and Joe Linton in the middle.
You could well do. You could well do that. Or the other way around.
What Billy was just on about then, West Ham away on the 8th, the 8th of October. We don't play Palace again till the 21st. What's meant to be in between that fixture?
International break.
Internationals.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. There's Gordon's rest.
There you go, yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean...
But probably get called up by Gareth Southgate, wouldn't he?
You'd think so, but
he's playing well.
you know what Gareth Southgate's like.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Probably call Stuart Downing up.
Well, listen, he deserves to get in as far as I'm concerned. He's been one of the most consistent left-sided players all season in this early stage, so he deserves an opportunity. So, but we just have to wait and see. Colin, the email address is midway down the description. It has business inquiries and then our email address, so it's down there in the description. James says, come on, let's be realistic and honest. The Toon are going to take every team to the cleaners. James is drunk tonight. Rachel's partner. Rachel, I hope you aren't over tipsy when you're supposed to be concentrating on modern. You know, I'll start to think you guys have a problem. Anyway, what do you think then? What's your predictions, Lawrence?
I'm going for a 2-0 win for tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. You don't think we'll get more than 2?
Maybe we might. We'll have to see. But Burnley, they are definitely the best of the three new promoted teams. Then again, it doesn't say much because we know how bad Sheffield United and Luton. Sheffield United, Luton. It feels like they're nailed on for the drop.
Yeah. It's just like Alex's beard's grown a bit more since we've been on air.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So when he does dye his hair blonde, folks, that's what it looked like.
That's what he looked like. Yeah, pure white.
Yeah.
What about Tuesday? Wednesday. Where do you see the Champions League game?
Well, it looks like PSG haven't had that good a start in Ligue 1. I think the 5th or somewhere last I'd seen. I mean, you still think they'll win that league, but that should definitely give you more hope we'll win that game because let's be honest, Ligue 1, it's not the quality, it's not the Premier League quality-wise. So we can definitely beat them. I mean, we'll beat Juventus, we'll beat Barcelona, like on our last 2 Champions League occasions, like the big team in that group, and that's PSG nowadays in this group. But I'd like to see Mbappe play. That hopefully we'll keep him quiet. Because I remember seeing Cristiano Ronaldo get quiet at St James's when he came back to Man United. I was gutted that game wasn't played second half, the season, because we would have won that game.
Yeah.
But I'm really looking forward to, first time I'm watching Champions League football ever.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's going to be an occasion. Lawrence, thanks for coming on, buddy. Catch up with you soon, mate. Good night. Good night. So that was Lawrence. Rachel, yes, I do know you're a Geordie. Don't you worry about that. Through and through you are. James, you see...
panicking about West Ham.
Well, James says he's not drunk yet. When he's written the message, he's put kisses on it for me. I genuinely feel Newcastle have to class and determination to fight for it all. Kiss.
And he's missed the word much out.
Yes, he has. Are you seeing that keyboard properly, James? He says, I'm nice drunk, just loud. Plus, I fell down her stairs yesterday. I mean, people will start thinking there's a real alcohol problem going on in that house.
I like how we're not using commas anymore. We've just gone for kisses instead.
Yes,
sod
indeed.
punctuation.
Absolutely. Barbara, good evening.
Good evening, at long last. You're saving the best to last, I see.
How are you over there in Ireland? Hi.
It's not too bad now.
Good. You feeling a bit better?
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Good.
It's a bit strange, like she's not here anymore. Like it's a bit strange. It was just myself and herself are living here. Like so, she's gone now, so I'm on my own. So.
Well, I mean, look, time is a healer, as they say, but we're all here for you. So that's nice the main thing. You've got family right within this community on here, so you know that.
You cheer me up. You cheer me up every week. Like.
Well, we try, Bobs. We try. How do you think the team's doing at the moment? How have you found the start of the season?
The team is going, yeah. Delighted.
What about Wednesday? Were you impressed with the way Eddie turned it around at half-time? Because he must have said something in that dressing room. I know he made 2 substitutions, but he must have said something.
But Wednesday, really was shocked.
What impressed you most?
Second half, obviously.
Yeah.
He really. I think it was part of his tactics, like that. They played into his hands, like he let them come at them.
Mm-hmm.
And we defended the whole first half, and then the second half, then we just went for the juggler. And
so who impressed you? Who impressed you the most, Barbara? Who sort of stood out for you? I mean, obviously there was Bruno, but did any of the lads coming in impress you?
Livramento was amazing.
Yeah.
Like he should get more game time. I think like he should be playing against Burnley. I think and give Trippier a rest. And there's a couple others that they I think what do you call him? Elliot Anderson. He should play against Burnley and give one of the lads a rest as well. Like
I mean, it's interesting, Alex, isn't it? I mean, would you do that if you were ready, or because of the international break coming up, do you think that Gordon can actually play the next few games and then just because there's always that thing that he's going to get called up to England because it would just be our luck that Eddie's planning to give him a rest then and then suddenly gets called up for England?
No, I have complete faith in the fact that Gareth Southgate is incompetent, so it's fine. And I have complete faith that Eddie Howe is the opposite and is completely competent, so not a problem. We've got what, Burnley, PSG on the 4th, and then an international break, and then not a game for a little while. I know. Yeah. Is it? No, it's after West Ham. No, I'm wrong. Sorry, 8th is West Ham. Then so 3 fixtures. I mean, Barbara's got a point. Livermore to win one of those 3, maybe might make sense, possibly. PSG,
because Trippier will get called up for England, so it's not like he's gonna.
It depends how fit Livramento is. Is he going to be able to just jump straight into this Burnley game? Maybe.
He's only a kid, man. Of course he is.
I'd be saving the strongest team for PSG, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Give Trippier a little rest. I'm sure Livramento is more than capable of handling the Burnley squad, to be fair.
What would you do, Billy?
Well, I'm sure Trippier will want to play because it's one of his ex-teams, isn't it? So I think that will kind of put that to bed.
I prefer Murphy than Miggy as well. He should play Murphy, I think, instead of Miggy.
I think Murphy will play against PSG because I think they'll want him for his defensive work. And Gordon, of course, is only a yellow card away, as Tom pointed out earlier, from a suspension anyway. So he'll get his rest then, won't he? Let's hope he don't get rest booked tomorrow because I want to see him against West Ham. I think he can take them to the cleaners.
True.
So where do you see the next 2 games going then, Barbara? What's your prediction?
I think we're going to win 4-1 against Burnley.
Right.
And I think we probably win 2-1 against PSG. That's if Mbappe isn't playing, obviously.
Yeah.
Well, he did train today, apparently, and he's fit for this next domestic game, so he's likely to play, unless he gets snapped against Clermont Foot, of course.
Second, anyway.
Against Club Foot.
Club Foot, yeah. Club Foot. There is a chance.
Oh, I was very, very impressed with Livramento. He was brilliant.
Yeah, he was. And it's nice to know that we've got such a good player just waiting in the wings if God forbid something happened to Trippier. Well, thank you very much, Barbara, for coming on. And
it's been a pleasure.
Keep your chin up and reach out if you need us. You know where we are.
Indeed.
Yeah. That's good to know, lads.
All right.
See you out, right?
All right. You take care, Barbara.
Good night, Barbara.
Good night. Yeah, been through a bit of a rough time as Barbara, but she's absolutely lovely. So she knows where we are if she needs any support. Right, we'll rattle through a few more because we are coming up to the hour, but we've have a few people in the queue, so we'll try and get people on. Peter, good evening.
All right.
Hi, Pete.
Where's your tan?
I think probably because I landed back in the UK and it absolutely hoided down with rain, so it won't surprise me if it's washed in all the way now.
Washed it off, yeah. What do you think?
Oh, I think we'll beat Burnley tomorrow very comfortably. 3-0 win.
Right.
3-0 win. And PSG, I think we could beat them. Do you know what? Why not? 2-1.
Yeah. It'd be nice. It's a big couple of games for Newcastle. In fact, I think the 3 games leading up now to the international break are huge. If we can get results in all 3 of these games, it puts us in very good standing going into the last international break of the year, doesn't it?
Certainly does, doesn't it? I mean, we can keep this up going. West Ham have got a good record down there, so I can't see why we can't end this on a high before the next international break. Really, really believe we will.
What did you think of Wednesday night? Who stood out for you on Wednesday?
I've got to say Livramento was brilliant. What a start he had the day. He was fantastic. Lascelles done it. Wow, they were really, really good as well. I thought Target did very well as well, but Bruno, Gordon definitely changed the game for us in the second half because first off we were quite sluggish and losing the ball very cheaply at times, and us getting dispossessed off the ball as well. But
by the way, Peter, Irani Granny has
oh God, no.
Now we know what you've been doing. Irani says me and Perfect Pete spent all the holiday in our room practicing past the sausage in Gran Zarotti. No tan needed. He has Gran. So there you go. Thank you for letting us know, Irani. Kevin Greener, who's been a member for 4 months, says if Gordon gets a yellow tomorrow, does it count for the Champions League? No. He'll be out against West Ham, which I think we need him for.
Yep.
tomorrow, do you see him going to the similar side to play at Sheffield United, Pete?
I think he will do, yes. So, because again, I don't think you can drop a lot of those players that played well against Sheffield United. The back four was great. The midfield three was great. Although we've got Barnes missing, unfortunately, for 3 months. So it's either going to be Gordon or possibly Joelin, maybe that might take that left-hand side as well. So
it was great to see Big Joe back on Wednesday. And he was awesome, wasn't he, Billy? He was just brilliant to see him back to his best.
There's one of those players, if he's slightly not 100% fit, you lose him, don't you? Because he's such a physical specimen. But if he's slightly below that, he then becomes kind of human. And some teams can kind of bypass him. But yeah, once he's back at full fitness, like he was against Man City, an absolute tank, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Game. Brilliant. So what are you going for tomorrow then, Pete?
3-0 Newcastle.
And Tuesday?
I'm going to say 2-1 Newcastle.
Nice. We'll get yourself back on next week, mate. When's your next show?
It's going to be starting any moment now.
All right. Okay. So if you want to head across and look at some, what I can only describe as the worst food you've ever seen during PD's live show, live football show, which is he's just going to start very soon. Head across to Pete's channel and do it at your own risk of throwing up everywhere because some of those food picks, I gather you've got a few more for tonight, Pete.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
I mean, some of them are quite tasty, to be fair, but a lot of them are a bit questionable.
Well,
yeah, they are.
So if you want to see some minging photos and good chat about football, head across to PD Proudlock's channel. Of course, when we finish here. So thank you very much, Peter. We'll see you very soon, mate.
Take care, everyone.
Good night. Right, we'll get. Oh, I've just removed Alex. I do apologise, but.
That was a motorbike, by the way, that went zooming past my house.
Right. Yeah.
It was you.
Somebody asked me if it was a bloody mosquito, and I'm like, apparently Andrew DB says the beard suits me. Well, Susan says that as well. I keep asking her every day if I can have a shave, and she keeps refusing, saying, no, don't. So, yeah, I mean, I think I look like Bin Laden's cousin.
It does suit you, to be fair.
Well, I know, but when I look in the mirror, I see someone from Afghanistan. I don't know why, just the beard. And I think if I put a turban on, I'd look the spitting double of Bin Laden. So,
Jeff Capes.
You cheeky bastard. Jeff Capes. Or what was that guy that got kidnapped, Terry Waite?
Yeah,
you may as well throw him in the agenda as well.
Yeah.
You know, God,
close for Heater, wasn't he?
I thought I had friends on this channel. Honestly, I just ridiculous.
I said you looked good.
Yes, you did. I'll
aim this at me.
I'll not bring you. I'm not. Anyway, moving on. John, good evening.
Hello?
John Murphy, are you there?
Yes.
Good evening.
Do you hear me all right?
We can.
Yeah,
all right, good stuff. Brilliant show, lads. First time calling in.
Thank you.
Good to be here. I'm a massive Toon fan. I'm a distant relative of Shay Given. Supported Newcastle pretty much in Sheer, and Given came to Newcastle. I was a child then, and I'm really enjoying your work and up the Toon.
So what have you thought in the last few games? Do you think we've actually turned the corner now and are heading in the right direction?
Oh, absolutely. Just you have to trust Eddie Howe. I was thinking about this today. We're so lucky to have Eddie Howe as a manager, and the fact that he brought Bournemouth from the bottom of League Two with the transfer embargo up to the Premiership, that is so understated. It's not talked about enough. I think that's more impressive than Guardiola winning the Champions League. It's so impressive. I can't get over he's still our manager.
Sorry, I've just seen a comment from Rachel saying, I love the beard, Paul, but maybe a bit of a trim to tidy up a smidge. Susan likes the rough look. I'm not allowed to do anything with it. I can't even trim it. I might head to the Turkish barbers for a little bit of a trim. By the way, John, it does actually sound like we're actually speaking to Shay Given here. I hope you realise that. There's been a lot of comments coming in, so it sounds like Shay is actually on the other end.
No, I'm telling you the truth. He is a distant relation of mine.
Hey, that's fair enough.
Maybe it's Shay. It's just an alias.
Maybe it is.
Maybe it is. Maybe it is. So, what do you think for tomorrow? Then, do you think there's going to be some changes made?
I don't see why he wouldn't play the same team that beat Sheffield United. Eddie Howe always says, "Oh, we have a few injuries," but he's playing with us, and he's playing with the other manager, and I love that he does that. He's always keeping us on our toes. He's brilliant.
He is. And of course, the Champions League comes around again. First time back at St James's Park since you played there, Shay. So are you looking forward to PSG?
I played there many moons ago, and it was brilliant in St James's Park. The St James's Park is fantastic. Best ground in Britain. And the PSG game, I think I'm not a fan of betting or bookies, but they know their stuff and who's favourites to win. I had a quick look. Newcastle are actually favourites to beat PSG, and we're actually favourites to come second in the group stages, believe it or not. I was quite surprised by that.
Yeah, Dortmund are a lot worse than people think. People think of Dortmund from 3 years ago. Dortmund are struggling a little bit at the moment. I think we're better than Dortmund.
I think that 0-0 draw at AC Milan was massive. It was such a big result. And now we are in nearly pole position to come second, if not finish first. I think we'll really, really go for it. And rightly, the Newcastle players will be up for it. I can't see Paris Saint-Germain turning up. They're not going. There are a lot of prima donnas, and I just can't see it. I think Newcastle will blitz them 2-3-0.
Wow, that is bliss to hear. That is confidence, that without a shadow of a doubt. Well, thank you for coming on, John. Really appreciate it. Get yourself back on next week, buddy.
No, I'm actually Shay Given.
No, you're not.
I am. I'll be commentating on the game tomorrow.
All right, then. That's fair. Hey, listen, if you're Shay Given, then that's fine. But I've actually had a few conversations with Shay Given.
If it's Shay Given, what do you think of Dion Dublin?
Yeah.
I will not talk about that. That was a mistake that I made many years ago, and I've never made a mistake since then.
Actually, you could actually sort of say an Irishman, if they were going to change the name to anything, to an alias, it would always be Murphy, wouldn't it? So you never know. But thank you for coming on anyway. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks,
all
buddy.
right, see you, boys. God bless.
Take care. Good night. Well, was it? Was it not? That is the question. Anyway, what we're going to do now is there's 4 people waiting, but we're over time. So I'm going to bring these guys on and get them for some predictions. And then we'll get them.
We have to speak to Arturo about Anthony Gordon because I've not had a chance yet.
If they come on next week, we'll get these guys on first. So, Jake, are you there?
I am here. I'm here.
Right. Get yourself on again next week, mate, and we'll get you on as one of the first, okay?
That's cushy, brother.
All right. What? But before you go, we'll get your predictions. What are you saying for tomorrow?
5-0. They're getting sent to the cleaners.
Yes. Yes. And what about PSG?
If Mbappe's playing, then I'm being honest, a 2-1 loss. But if he's not playing, then 2-1 to us, because Dan Burn's going to pocket at Dembele, and he would pocket Mbappe any day of the week.
Jake, are you friends with Mr. Reactions by any chance? Because the positivity from you is incredible.
Oh no, I'm just excited. I've got the new FIFA. That's the only excitement.
I've got to
download it after the show. I'll be there as well. I'll be joining.
Yeah.
Oh, Alex, I may verse you. Maybe a 5-0 like tomorrow.
Well, if you want to win 5-0, you play me, not Alex. To be fair, I'm terrible. Right, Jake, get yourself on early next week. We'll get you on straight away, buddy.
All right, see you later.
All right, take care. Sorry?
Hope you win the awards.
Cheers, buddy. That means a lot. Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
So that was Jake. Fuggy Crack says, Paul, you look like Cutthroat Jake off Captain Pugwash. I'm not even paying attention to some of the names I'm being called in the chat because I thought
could have been Seaman Staines or Captain Pugwash.
Well, exactly. But at the same time, I thought I had friends in the chat. Clearly, bang
out of that.
But you know what it is? I don't care, because the only person that matters is Susan, and she likes it. All right, she is very pro beard, and as long as she's going pro beard, I'll say nothing, because she's the only one that I'm bothered about. I'm not bothered about bloody Billy and his milk tray frigging jumper. He can say what he wants and call me all sorts of names. I don't care.
He passed the itchy stage, yeah?
Yes, long time ago.
I was talking to Susan.
Anyway, Tony, good evening.
Good evening, lads. How are you?
We are good, Tony. We are good. Listen, sorry, you've only got a couple of minutes tonight, but we're over time. All right, but we're over time. So if you get on early next week, we'll get you on straight away. So what's the predictions for tomorrow?
Fantastic. I think 4-1 tomorrow.
Yeah.
I said that the other day, and I'm going to stick by it.
Okay.
And I think if we get away with ones each in the week, I'll be very happy.
Do you think we'd be looking to win the home games though, Tony, in the Champions League?
Of course, we're looking to win every game.
What I would
just sit there and stroke your beard, Alex. I'm talking to Tony.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, ideally, because I remember the last time when we lost the first three, in Champions League, and we're the only team, as far as I'm aware, to lose the first three games and win the next three games and go through the group.
Yeah.
That's obviously can't happen this time.
Yeah.
I know we're tight for time, but yeah, it would be good if we could win.
Yeah, it would be. But listen, we've got to try. You know what I mean? They'll only listen. If Newcastle go out and play at the very best, then I think we've got a chance. To be honest, I really do. Paris Saint-Germain, they do make mistakes in the Champions League, and hopefully they'll make a lot of them next Wednesday. But listen, Tony, get yourself on next Friday. Everybody knows this is the start time now, 7 o'clock every Friday. The link goes up about 10 minutes before the show. Make sure you get in, and we'll get you as one of the first on as well, mate. And we'll have a good chat with you then, okay?
Marvellous. Yeah, thanks very much. Take care, lads.
Cheers, Tony. Good night. So that was Tony. And next we have Arturo. Oh, my God, it's like a twin brother. How are you doing, you Spanish mingler?
He's got a Wolves top on.
Yes, I'm doing good.
What shirt have you got on?
Esa camiseta que es, eh? What's that shirt? Oh, my God. It's a Wolf shirt.
I knew it was.
I know, but I sympathize with Wolves, but I'll always love Newcastle. Anyways, I don't really like... Listen, and don't mock me, innit? I don't...
Listen, we want to ask you one question, mate, to be honest. Anthony Gordon.
Okay, I don't think he's the problem. Okay? The main problem is, look, I don't like the way we're playing. The way to fix this is Bruno isn't a 6. Okay? He provokes faults, and he guards the ball very well. So he needs to be more forward to be a threat, like Willock. So I would put Longstaff deep down, to allow Willock and Bruno to be the main threat. Okay, that will make us a better team. And don't look like against Brentford. The game was like ping pong. We didn't have any transitions, no combination. It was a mess. We gifted the ball all the time, and I don't like us to play like that. And for that, we need...
Arturo, do you think Longstaff has the ability to play in the 6? Is
it
under
doesn't.
pressure?
We need... Look, for example, Forrest played like shit, okay? But now they brought Sangaré. I think he's a fabulous
Ibrahim
player.
Sangaré is much better than Sean Longstaff in receiving pressure as a defensive midfielder.
We're pushed for time.
I think in the winter window, we need a proper 6. That will level up Bruno's game and the team as a whole, because it doesn't make sense to play Bruno there. It's a waste of talent and of our own money. And I want us to play good because I love this team. It saved my life. But right now, we're not playing football. And I'm not going to lie to you and say I'm enjoying it. I love the club, but I'm not enjoying what I'm watching. I'm not. You
must have enjoyed Sunday. You must have enjoyed that, Arturo, putting 8 goals away.
I think we need more stability. Okay, and Bruno doesn't give us that. Bruno gives us threat. Okay, that's why I liked us when Shelby was playing and Bruno was on the right. It was better. It was more fluid.
I mean, there are elements of truth to what he's saying. It's difficult to disagree with that. Pero Arturo, cambia la camiseta, ¿eso qué es?
It's Wolves. I got better shirts. I just bought the Sang. Yeah, I know. Right. I like. Look, Wolves, for example. Okay, they're playing bad, but they had some good games. And for example, they have a pure pivot like Lemina, you know. and that stabilized the team a lot.
Well, listen, mate, we're pushed for time, so give us a prediction for tomorrow and PSG, and then get yourself on early next week. What do you think is going to happen tomorrow?
Well, I think we're going to obviously win, but Burnley doesn't play bad. They have a couple of players that are doing good, and Company is doing a good job. But yes, I think we're going to win 2-1.
2-1. And what about PSG?
They play in a shit league, but they have good players, obviously.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say 2-2.
2-2. And finally, Arturo, how long did it take you to grow that beard?
A long time, but I like it. Man with no beard isn't a man.
There you go. Listen, mate, get yourself on early next week, and we'll get you on one of the first with the other guys next week, mate. And we'll have a good chat.
Bye.
All right.
Thanks, Arturo.
Take care, buddy.
Take care, matey. Good night.
Bye.
That's Arturo. And one thing about Arturo is he is very honest in his opinions, and he's very frank about them. And that's why we love Arturo.
I mean, he's not wrong, really.
Well, he's not wrong.
A lot of what he's saying makes a lot of sense. Bruno looked quite good when Shelvey still existed in our team. And obviously, we know Shelvey's not a long-term answer, but maybe a more modern version of Shelvey. I mean, a lot of it makes a lot of sense.
But
it's a fair
Eddie
point.
said last week when he was questioned about it that he thinks we've got 3 6s that can play there. So
Indeed.
we're not buying one. We're not buying one.
No,
I don't think Longstaff's good enough under pressure
agree.
at
I
all.
agree.
He loses the ball when he's in
Back
the
to
8th
goal, yeah.
position. We
I
don't
agree.
want him losing the ball when he's in the 6. God no.
Yeah.
Because then somebody's just all they're going to have to do is run in between Botman and Cher, who
By the way, I've just seen a comment from Stephen Harker when I asked Arturo about how long it took to grow his beard. Stephen says 1 prison sentence. Anyway, our final guest is Ryan. Good evening.
What's going on? My camera's all messed up, so
hey, don't worry, man. Listen,
the cables again.
Exactly. Those beavers, man. Listen, we've only got a little bit of time, Ryan, but it's your fault because you are a mod on this channel and you know exactly what time you should be on. So
hey, I was, but I was multitasking. Anyways, Burnley, there's no excuses this week. We should batter them. PSG cannot wait for that game, and I hope Mbappe plays because I want to see the best players grace St. James's.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got a point, Alex, hasn't he? I mean,
he probably will.
Also, we want to be in the Champions League for that reason.
I think we're going to have the best, or how do I say it? PSG, they're going to turn up and they're going to be the best away fans. I'm telling you, their ultras are insane. I can't wait for that game.
They are.
I'm rushing straight home from school right after to watch that game.
Yeah, and if I make that game, they're going to be sitting right above me. So
I thought you were in the military. Why are you rushing home from school?
Oh no, well, there's loopholes to what I'm in right now.
Hang on a minute.
there's loopholes. These French Canadians, man. Ah, dear. Well, I know you're not French Canadian. You're not, are you, Ryan?
3rd generation technically.
Oh, piss off. Look.
Well, my grandpa's literally from Quebec.
Quebec. I mean, Quebec, Montreal, they're all bloody... They don't even speak Canadian there. I mean, it's pointless. If the French live in France, you know what I mean? Don't start colonies in other countries. It's mental, man.
Quebec French is like...
Hey, whoa. We of all countries are not allowed to say that. We were the worst. let's
hang on a minute. The French radio just so I can maintain a bit of it, because... No, I didn't go to French school, but like I want to learn it eventually, especially being in the army too. I gotta be bilingual soon.
I jest, by the way. I've had a lot of interaction with French Canadians over the years with me ice hockey, so they are a good laugh, to be honest.
And you've got the Parisians above you on Wednesday night, I guess, then, wouldn't you?
I have, yeah.
So they'll be kind of leaning over the top. I peace on the English pigs.
Listen, before I go to finally I have time. I'm gonna be getting my tickets for England. I'm coming this December.
Wow.
I'm gonna get my tickets, and I'll hope. What is it? Forest on Boxing Day. I want to be there.
Hey, that would be great, mate.
I thought you were coming over earlier in December. I've already told people, so you're fine.
No, I'll talk to you guys about it off camera.
All right, dude. Thanks for coming on, buddy, and we'll speak to you shortly.
Yeah, see you later, guys.
All right, man, take care. Good night.
Good night.
See you later, bub.
We'll probably be speaking to him in about a few minutes anyway on the WhatsApp chat. WhatsApp chat. Hang on a minute. Where's Julie's comment? Julie says Celine Dion is a French Canadian and won the Eurovision for Switzerland. They're just as bad. The Switzerland claim the French as well. I mean, it's just mental, man, honestly. But no, I do jest. Anyway, thank you very much, guys. That is the end of the show. Thank you to everybody that's come on tonight. A really, really busy Face the Lads. It's great to see so many people now coming on and joining us and having a chat with us and getting their feelings on Newcastle. And also, don't forget, tomorrow, 2:30, it is the watch along. More commentary. Kickoff is 3 o'clock, of course, from St James's Park. So join us at 2:30 for full build-up and team news. And we will have a little chat about what Eddie's done or hasn't done before the game, and then be proved wrong by Eddie by the time the game finishes again. So as it normally works. But thank you for your super chats, guys. Really do appreciate it. Thank you to the mods, to Billy and Alex, and to everybody that's joined us on the show tonight, and to you guys out there for watching. Thank you so much again for your support, and we will see you at 2:30, ready to go again tomorrow with another 3 points for the Toon Army. Until then, good night, guys.
Away to lads and to lasses.
Come back and check on some breathing.